The red fox, scientific name, Vulpes vulpes, is an animal. Of the foxes, it belongs to the order of carnivores in the canine family, and it is also known simply as the fox, since it is the most common type of fox, especially in Britain and Ireland, where there is no longer any wild type of canine other than it. The red fox spreads across a wide variety of regions of the world, which makes it the most widespread carnivore on the face of the globe. It spreads across Canada, Alaska, most of the United States, Europe, North Africa, and almost all parts of Asia, including Japan. It was also introduced to Australia in the 9th century. 10. Chorse red foxes, as they are called, are distinguished by their fur, which ranges in color from reddish-brown to rusty red, and there is also a silver pattern for these animals in some cases. Many of these silver foxes have been domesticated to obtain their fur used in the manufacture of precious coats. The red fox appears in folklore and human heritage in abundance, and is often linked to cunning and fraud, and sometimes it appears as evil and at other times as an oppressed person who uses his cunning to save himself at the last moment. The cunning of these animals was a source of admiration and appreciation for some civilizations, while it was a reason for their hatred for others, who often described them as parasitic animals. Even today, most people still associate the red fox with harm and damage rather than as a pathetic animal, and this is evident among farmers and poultry breeders in particular. Fire fox. It is one of the most difficult animals to see in the wild. Belongs to be this animal was found in one of the Xanyot species of foxes in the world, but only 1,000 of this type of fox were considered among the few animals that are monogamous by choice, that is, they have only one partner. This is why it is difficult to capture them in a wild environment, and they usually do not walk alone. During the global quarantine, some animals have been seen frequently in places they've never been seen before.
Pony horse. 1.50 meters. The pony horse or the pony mare is a horse of short stature, with a maximum height of about 1.50 meters. Animals that exceed this height are considered ordinary horses and are not called pony. This little horse is a herbivore just like a normal horse, except that its legs are shorter, and its tail is very thick, and sometimes it touches the ground. As for the hair on its neck, it is permanently disheveled. It has several strains, and its skin has different colors. The shortest type of pony is Falabella, which does not reach a height of more than 1 centimeter. There is also a type, Shetland, 45, whose height is approximately 1 meter. Despite its short stature, the pony is able to carry and drag weights that are several times its weight, and it is fast when running. In the past, it was used in the work of mines to pull heavy coal carts. Nowadays, children ride it for entertainment and fun. A small pony can stand immediately after its birth. Upon reaching the age of 1 month, you can. Herbs alone. General information. Classification. Order, fingertip. Family, Equidae. There are 100 species of it in the world. Height and weight. Height at withers is 0.50. 1.48 meters. It weighs 50 to 175 kilograms. He lives about 25 years. Reproduction, pregnancy and childbirth. The gestation period lasts 335 days. The female lays a young in each pregnancy. Often one. Way of living, diet. It is an animal. Herbivore. Social structure. Lives in a herd of small horses and does not live individually. Protection. He is not in danger. Other sciences. Sound. The sound of a horse neighing. What is a pony horse? Derived from poulnet mare, Equus ferus cabalis. Old French pony, meaning pony, is a young, immature horse, but this is not the modern meaning. Unlike a pony, a foal remains young when fully grown. Are horse and pony the same thing? The main difference between a pony and a horse is the length. A horse is usually considered a mare, 14.2 hands, or about 4 feet 10 inches, tall. Colt, on the other hand, is a horse less than 14.2 yards. Can a pony breed with the horse? Horses and pony horses are the same species, Equus ferus cabalis, and can mate and produce viable offspring, similar to 2 different breeds of crossbreeding. The offspring will have some traits from each of its parents. This is Trixie from the Horse Training blog. Stale Cheerios.
Its voice is called the chicken's voice. This type of frog stays all year long underground and appears only during the monsoon period. Scientific name, Nasikabatrachus sahyadrensis s. Also pignose frog in English and similar. 2 weeks to mate. The violet frog is a frog species that belongs to the family Zooglossidae and can be found in the western Ghats of India. The names in English that have been used for this species are the purple frog and the Indian purple frog. Although the adult frog was officially described in October 2000, taxa were recognized much earlier by the tadpole, which was described in 2009. With its closest relatives in the Seychelles, scientists believe it may have evolved separately for thousands of years. Its discovery also adds to the evidence that Madagascar and Seychelles are separated from the Indian. These species have been described from specimens collected in the district of Kerala by Baiju from the Tropical Botanical Garden. The violet frog spends most of the year underground, only surfacing for about 2 weeks during the monsoons for mating purposes. The frog's solitary lifestyle is what caused the escape's adults to be noticed earlier by biologists, thus delaying scientific description. The body of the purple frog appears strong, enlarged, and relatively rounded compared to other frogs. Its arms and legs are spaced at a flat level. The shape of the body compared to other frogs. It has a small and unusual head and a pointed snout. Adults are usually dark purple and gray in color. Males are about a third of the length of females. Earlier it was thought that the violet frog was restricted to the south of the Palk Gap in the Western Ghats. Additional records have been extended of it north of the known range of this gap, and the species is now known to be very widely distributed in the Western Ghats, starting from the Hump Hill Camels Mean in the north, down to parts of North Mean Hill in the south. The violet frog spends most of the year underground, only surfacing for about 2 weeks during the monsoons for mating purposes. The frog's solitary lifestyle is what caused the escape's adults to be noticed earlier by biologists, thus delaying scientific description. The violet frog's breeding season is during the monsoon season, primarily in May. Calling males from burrows beside streams of water sources, the female enters a rock crevice in a pond amidst the flowing stream and lays her eggs inside. It lays more than 0.000 eggs as part of a clutch. The tadpoles mutate after about 100 days. Originate and feed above ground. This species has been found to forage underground, feeding on termites using their tongue and buccal groove especially.